Let's talk about Dune Awakening. I didn't waste my time on trying to get into the beta. One, I realized there were a lot of NDAs, and I'm just not that type of person. Like, if I signed it, I'd stick by my word, but obviously, I want to play it to talk about it. And I don't just want to criticize it, I want to be excited for new games. I criticize Conan heavily in Funcom and the way they handle the game because the game's been out for years and how bugs that should have been fixed years ago aren't, blah blah blah. If you're interested in that, you can go check out those videos. We're not gonna go down that road here. I'm going to give you my opinion based off of my current playtime. I'm not going to go based off of what I have heard from other people, what I have seen, what I have read. I'm just going to give you my honest opinion of how I feel about the game. And if you're interested in that, great. If not, take care. There's other content out there for you. Right off the bat, I wanted to start with something. As a child, I wanted to play games and get paid. Who didn't as a kid? There was no YouTube back there. Like, that was a dream. It was a dream to get paid to play a video game. Unheard of, laughable. Now you got Twitch and YouTube and all sorts of ways to get paid playing video games. But back then, one of the biggest things was being a game tester. Now, of course, as a kid, it sounds good, but if you actually know what is involved in it, it's a lot of monotonous, tedious work. They want you to do this, they want you to do that. They want you to test certain things over and over to find any issues, exploits, glitches, that sort of thing. But you at least got paid. Now, in our day and age of games, we pay to test their games. Somehow it flip-flopped on us. Companies know this, companies love this, they take full advantage of this. Why do you think certain games will release for a discount? Because they know, our game's not like, there could still be bugs, so games will stay in a beta state or an alpha state for years because, there's bugs in it, but you still gotta pay for it, but you're basically paying to test the game for them. Now, you can't just get mad at Funcom for this. Every game company is doing this nowadays. They release a game and there's always it's gonna be riddled with bugs and exploits, and people are eventually going to find them and report them, and then eventually they will fix them, as they should. But some companies will actually reimburse you in game and, thank you with maybe in-game items, cosmetics, sorts of things like that. I can appreciate that because it's really weird how it changed where instead of actually paying people to, help fix your game, now we pay to help fix your game. Kind of funny. But we'll start with that. Does the game have bugs? Of course it does. It's a Funcom game. I can't even say that without kind of laughing because it's a new game. Of course it's going to have bugs and issues. Yes, it does. The biggest ones that I have currently encountered are the quests and storylines bugging out quite a bit. And, maybe the biggest one was an NPC that disappeared and then you couldn't learn it from him. You couldn't turn it in or anything. But he came back. There was an update the next day and he was fixed. He was no longer floating in the sky like a Conan admin overlord. So that was nice. So they are fixing him. I had an issue with the quest was something to do with the spy, finding the spy. I went up there, climbed up there, listened to his log. It said I had completed it, but on the map it still said I needed to do it. In my journey steps it still said I needed to do it, but I just got an on-screen pop-up that I did it. It was obviously bugged. Next day I wake up, there's an update and it's fixed and I can turn it in properly. So there are some issues with the questing system, which I think is kind of silly because this game revolves around that a lot. It's that kind of game, pick up this contract, do this story mission, do this, do that. These are things I feel like should be a little more polished because it's kind of important in the game. It's not just an add-on, it's kind of like the main game. So I think that should have been ironed out a bit more before release, but you know, at least they're doing constant updates right now, which they will because the game's brand new and they want to pull in as many people as they can to make as much money as possible. But is the game fun? Yes. But is it something that's just exciting? No. It's not exciting. The gameplay is pretty mediocre. Now, I'm not talking about PvP. I've gone to some PvP zones, but I have yet to get into PvP. I see the PvP being kind of insane, but we're not here to discuss that right now. And I'm just going based off of what I have experienced. And, you know, dealing with NPCs is, you know, the same how it always is in most games anymore. I find a way that, you know, my character, my current class can cheese it, and I use that, and it works from low tier to high tier. Now, I don't know if that's going to change as I progress. I don't see it changing that much. You know, we've done a couple bosses and stuff like that, and they didn't really feel like a boss, just felt like an NPC with a lot of HP. So far, what I have had fun in this game really doing is just kind of exploring, hanging out with my friends, having some, you know, funny moments happen, you know, like me getting ate by a worm because my friend sped off in front of me and he has a little booster pack on his bike. I didn't, so I guess that triggered the worm more. And I was under the impression that it's going to chase me, not just come up from underneath me. And, you know, I was like, I can't even be mad. This is going to be awesome. But I was mad because I didn't even get to see the worm. You know, come on now. The giant sandworm, it's not there. It's invisible. I'm just flying up to the sky. Looks like I'm being raptured. And then right as you see the worm, I go to this cut screen, and then they're like, or this cut scene, and the guy's like, I'll give you a mini bike, but the worm takes everything, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. So I already know what I could do with that. You know, if I was being chased down in PvP and I wanted to get away, I'd rather not have them get my loot, just have the worm take it, man. Right? I don't know. I don't know anything about endgame. I mean, from what I've heard, what I've seen, sure, but I'm trying to keep it all fresh, and I think that's what's fun. That's what's been fun. It's just playing a new game, but the experience feels very familiar, something similar, you know. But it's a pretty game. It's fun. Do I think it's worth the asking value? No. I think the standard edition, you should be able to pick it up for like $30. You know. You want the mid-tier, $50, and so on. I don't think the prices honestly match the current content and standing of the game. Now, I could be wrong. I'm only in my level 30s, but this is just my honest opinion of the current state. I will update and do more videos discussing this and getting more into detail. This first video, like, I wasn't like taking notes or anything like that. I was just kind of enjoying the experience, and I have been. It's been fun, but like I said, it's only been fun because it's new, you know. And how long will that last? If the PvE stays the way it is right now, and then it literally just relies on the PvP, well, then you better really love the PvP in the game for it to be something that you want to continuously play. So we'll see when we get there. As of right now, if you're on the fence about the game, and you've been considering buying it, I'd just wait, you know, maybe hold off. I don't think it's something you need to pick up right away. If you're a fan of, you know, the books or the movies and stuff, it might be interesting to you, but it's its own story at the same time. So I don't know. I don't know a lot about the books. I didn't like the old movies. The new movies I think are pretty good, but I'd wait if you're on the fence. If you're looking for a new game that you can dedicate a lot of time to, just doing the same things over and over in a desert wasteland, going from nothing to something, then yeah, it's for you. And I like games like that, so that's why it's fun for me right now. It's not blowing me away or anything like that. I have not had a moment in the game where I'm like, oh my God, that was so cool. Haven't had that yet. Maybe I will. Always hopeful. But it's 2025. We have just so many games tossed at us. Every day it seems there's a new game, whether it's from a major company, a small company, or just a solo dev. You know, it's like, oh, this new technology came out, or this new thing came out that we can do with this, and then, you know, a game releases it, or a new engine and stuff like that. So games use it, make a few bucks on it, people experience it. So then if a major game studio comes out with it, it's like, we've already experienced it. Long gone are the days of Halo and such titles like that, where it actually felt revolutionary and changing. And that's, you know, for a game studio nowadays to make a game that just really pulls the user in, it's a lot harder. Even story-based games where it's just single player story-based, it's still harder, you know, because games are now more, they revolve more around the online experience that a user will have. All in all, personally, having fun, excited to see where it goes. I'm curious about your comments. You know, how are you feeling about it? I haven't experienced too many bugs or exploits currently. I will say, though, since we've talked about my opinion, I have heard word from trusted sources that people already have exploits for the game. I don't know how true it is, but these are sources that I do trust that have told me things before, and these things were true. So that's any game these days. You show me one game that, you know, someone's not finding an exploit or a hack to or something. But that's it. Share your opinions to me down in the comments. I love hearing you guys' experiences with games. I want to know how you're feeling about it. Are you liking it? Do you think it sucks? Did you return it? Did you even buy it? You planning on buying it? Let me know. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.